Welcome to Italics, television for the Italian-American experience. I'm your host, Anthony Tamburri. On this episode of Italics, we attended the Mario the Maker Magician show at Soho Playhouse and then visited him and his family in their home in Nyack. Mario the Maker Magician is an all-ages theater experience full of robots and magic. He's the winner of the 2024 Adelaide Fringe Best Kids and Family Show Award and has made appearances on The Tonight Show, Sesame Street, and stages across the globe during his international tour. Mario will be returning to Soho Playhouse for another off-Broadway run in November and December.
There we go. So we know that works. And then everything should go back. Watch. There you go. It's a lot of work. We're here like an hour and a half before, and everything's homemade too, so it's very delicate, you know? But what's beautiful is when it's all finished, it's like a big piece of art, you know, for the kids to see. Yeah. It's pretty wild. Yeah, I made all of it. Everything. Yeah, everything in this show is, as far as like the physical things are made by me, but all the business and social media is made from my wife, Katie. She's the reason why I can do this. She's so smart with social media and producing shows, and yeah. So we're a pretty lucky family that we both work together.
I really enjoy making things happen from behind the scenes. So I love focusing all of my energy and just figuring out the best way to communicate to the world who Mario is and what he does.
Ready, big smile. Yes! We have sold out shows from today till the end of the run. So it's been kind of wild. So this is our first off-Broadway debut, you know, and right at the early morning, Casper, who runs the tech booth, he's here before anyone else. He's fixing each chair with a wrench. There's always like a broken chair after each show. And he's setting up the lights, making sure they're on point. The sound is working, the projector. Test in 1, 2, see if you can mix it a little or something, I don't know. Test in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chat. Tested! And then after all of that stuff is set up, it's so exciting, you know, because the kids come in and they get to see this, you know, to have this live theater experience.
My name is Mario. Can you say hi, Mario? Hi, Mario! My job on this stage is to take the things that are boring, the things that you've forgotten. My job is to show you with a little curiosity and imagination, we can create magic. Thank you very much. What's really cool is that there is no laughing at the show, okay, people? Thank you. There is no giggling either, okay? Thank you. I performed the magic trick. I messed it up. This is the part of the show where I give up and I don't try again. Put your fists like this. Everyone say no. No. Everyone say what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Everyone say never give up. Never give up. Always try again. Always try again. But get rid of the evidence. Every magician has a magic word. Wiggle your fingers. Say poof. Not poop, I heard you, that's disgusting. Drum roll on your knees, count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow, thank you adults on a Sunday morning, you're awesome. Give yourselves a big round of applause. That was amazing. Thank you. Amazing, thank you. No, I'm kidding. It's back on my shoe. Do you see that?
My favorite part, because I've watched his show over and over and over, I just like watching that turning point in the adults' minds where they realize, like, oh wow, like this is something special, and you see it in their eyes, and then you see them watching their kids take it in, and it's like this special bonding moment, you know?
Oh my goodness! Whose child is this? This is terrible! Give me! Oh my goodness! Give me! No, that's not my streamer, that's an elbow! Oh my goodness! I'm looking for my tie! Oh my goodness! Where is my tie? You know where my tie is? This is terrible! Oh my goodness! Is this my tie? This is a beautiful baby! Take good care of it! I need my tie! Does anyone know where my tie is?
I mean, and it's hard to be a one-man show and carry that whole experience. Like, the pressure is all on him, and he's got to bring that energy, because if he doesn't bring the energy, the audience is not going to be there to just create it out of nothing, you know? So now we're in Nyack. We've been here for like 14 years or so.
The first like paid gig I ever got was I did restaurant magic at a Chinese restaurant with a retired firefighter, and I did close-up magic. So every time people were eating, I would do magic table to table, and I was so nervous. And this was the first dollar I ever made doing magic. And I remember going home that night saying that this is important. And I literally saved it, and I framed it in the frame that I had back like 20 years ago. But I have it right by my bedside, to a reminder of, you know, when you have these big feelings, like this seems important. You know, this is definitely something that I value so much. Katie gave me this for my birthday, and this is an old album remembering like one of our first year doing magic, and she made this for me as a gift. So these are some of the photos. Some magic outside for some of the camps. This is in our apartment. She was like making me do like these little photo ops. That's Mozzarella the bird. We had a little dove. This was like the first, I think this was like the first, one of the first schools we ever did was in the Bronx. And Katie used to do illusions with me. This is crazy. This is like right at the beginning of everything. December 2007. Wow, that's crazy. Pretty wild.
When Mario and I got together and like I got that bug, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a business that I believe in 100%. Like, I truly believed that his talent was something that the world needed to see. So what better than finding that you can like 100% put your heart behind, and that was all it took. Like, I now had the product and the business, and I was totally into just diving in 100% and selling it to the world.
As we roll one up, and then right at the end of it, we fill it with confetti. Each one is handmade. This is the quiet part, you know? And I love it, because it is meditative.
Who's Mario the Maker Magician? Haha, oh, Mario the Maker Magician. He's like the MacGyver of the magic world. He's a master at turning everyday objects into wonder, and I bet he could even make a robotic dog like me pull a rabbit out of a hat.
This is my 1971 Volkswagen Type 2 bus. I traveled in this bus with my wife and 2 kids when they were like really young. We did a whole tour for 5 weeks. This bus only goes 55 miles an hour, so it's really slow. Look at our little, like, you know, like, everything here is, you know, I tried to give our little touch to it.
Getting up every single day, I check my phone very easy.
After high school, I was actually living in Nyack, where we are now, and I was like 18, 19. I worked at a restaurant downtown, and there was this kid outside of the restaurant that would play guitar for money. And he was like smelly, he had a beard, you know, he had his backpack, his dog. And I was like, where'd you come from? And he's like, I came from California. And I was like, how did you get here, you know? And he's like, I hitchhiked. And I was like, hitchhiked? Like, it blew my mind because he had like only $10 in his pocket. He traveled from California to New York. And it just set a tone in my brain, like this idea of like freedom, you know? And a year and a half later, lo and behold, I'm in Philadelphia and I meet like 4 other kids, and we literally just hitchhiked across the country for a year and a half. Long story short, I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan, randomly. So I went to go antique shopping, and I opened the door, and it's a magic shop. And I'm 21 years old. I've never seen a magic show in my life. I've never been to a magic shop. And I could not stop thinking, dreaming, learning magic. It was like some type of hot coal in my chest that just wouldn't go away. Like I had to learn everything about magic. Like it just took over my life. What happened was the person I was dating at that time, we broke up, and I came back home when I was like 22. It was funny, I had a dream during that breakup that was like really heavy for me, that I was in the basement of a church and there were kids in this big room and I'm performing magic and they are laughing like crazy and I am laughing like crazy. And so I took that as a sign when I went back to New York to be a teacher, elementary school teacher. And I met, you know, now my wife, Katie.
What happened was he lost his financial aid to go to school because he was making like just enough, just a little too much on the weekends doing magic shows, but not enough to pay for school. You know, I was working a job that I didn't feel like it was something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So it was kind of just a good timing for us to be like, hey, I think we could just put our heads together, and I feel like I could do what the agent is doing and we could have our own gigs. And so we just dove in and convincing people to take a chance on the show, whether it's ticket buyers and like marketing the show, which I really enjoy doing, but also figuring out like, you know, networking with different producers and different opportunities, and figuring out the best path to bring us from where we started to where we've come.
We went from starting little birthday parties in New York City first, you know, for 12 years, you know, and then from that, we started performing in schools, and from that, we started doing small theaters and traveling.
When Gigi was in 1st, 2nd grade, when the travels really started, and we had to make a decision. It's either send Mario out to work and we would not see him that much, or we're gonna take that leap and just go all in as a family. And so we chose to do that. It's all about those calculated risks, you know, and kind of figuring out when you reach the precipice where it's time to take another jump.
Like, you know, homeschooling is a very radical thing, you know? Like my whole life has been radical, you know? I've spent my 20s with grown people like tapping my shoulder saying, hey Mario, when are you gonna get a real job? You know, like when are you gonna go back to college? I don't call it homeschooling, I call it road schooling, you know, because every town that we go to, we eat the food of that town, we understand the history of that town, and we study it just like a class, you know? And that's what's made it really special.
It's a really fun thing that I could do in like the car rides and stuff. I usually like to make like the stuffed animals and stuff, but sometimes I do like hats with like ears.
And you know what's so cool is you just always give them away. You're always thinking of others.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool. My favorite's your dog because it has all the wrinkles. Show all the wrinkles on that dog's face.
My aunt taught me.
In Italy.
My dad's sister, she taught you.
I'm grateful for the aspects of school that she gets to miss, like the bullying, the challenges that people go through. You know, we kind of get to pull away from that stuff too, which is a real blessing.
Oh no.
We literally just get more time with them than a typical parent does.
Bear is like an amazing artist. He's inspired by Mark Rothko. The alien UFO is from Keith Haring, right? Who are your favorite artists?
Keith Haring, Basquiat, and yeah, I like that.
Keith Haring and Basquiat.
Yeah.
In between shows, he can reset like 80% of the show by himself. Every kid that I pick in my show is unpredictable.
You want to help me? Come on up right now.
That's the risk I take as a performer.
When you grow up, Charleston, what do you want to be? Like a doctor, a firefighter, a lawyer? What do you want to be? A designer, an artist. That's amazing.
So literally, my show is created based on, these impossible things that might happen on stage.
All right, look, I don't like that card. Rip it in half like a piece of paper. See if you can rip it in half. Like you might have to use your fingertips like a piece of paper. See if you can rip it. Go ahead, anywhere you want, rip it in half. All right, oh God, 1 second, all right, did you do it? Oh my goodness. We have an innovator. This is innovation.
Let's put these blessings in our words and our speech into these kids' ears because they're like sponges and they can go either way at any moment.
Count to 3 with me. 1, 2, 3. And we all love you. Have an awesome holiday. Take a bow. Give him a round of applause.
We make our own Do What You Love posters and then we sell them and then we gift them to some of the special kids that come up on stage. And this is not the most efficient way to do this. This is just my way of doing it, I just love the idea of using something like a laser cutter to do something so traditional, like block printing. There we go. What is what I love? I love making people happy, I love watching the parents at the show looking at their kids laughing, Oh, here it is. I think this is the first robot I put in my show. It's crazy. I didn't know anything about robotics, so I just wanted to build a robot monkey so bad. So if you look at his head, like he's literally made of like wine corks, like clothes hanger wire, like cardboard. So I literally was building it as I was learning about robotics. So it's Marcel. There he goes.
Marcel, look at me. Am I the greatest magician in the world, yes or no? This is why I build my own robots, because Marcel knows. Hey.
He's a replica of what I wear, with my vest and my little award ribbon and my little flower, and I tried to make a miniature version of me. Different colored socks, But yeah. If you look on the back, it's completely chaos.
Everyone, he's got this. Let's just be chill. Let's see what happens. Ball inside the can. Yes, you have to focus. He's got one job. See if he can do it. Here he goes. Where's that? He did it!
Looping a series of code to make a motor just like move, and like pick something up. But like my whole goal in my show is to like create comedy with robotics, to create theater with it, to show kids that are getting into coding and stuff that there's so much more you can do, I think that's kind of the goal of the show is possibility, Yeah, I made this guy last year. So what's cool is there's a couple things here. He can follow Cloud Nose. Like if I go up, his eyes turn. There we go. You can see that. And I could do magic with him too. I'll be like, it's gone. He goes crazy. Hey, look, it's back. Yeah, he's a pretty neat robot. It's hard. I can't really travel with him because he's so heavy. He can get really mad. Watch. I'm first generation American, so my parents got married in Italy. They came to this country. My father left all of his family in Italy. He's the only one here. So everyone on my dad's side is there. So like all my aunts, uncles, my grandma, Nonna Caterina, if you're watching, I love you. You know, she's just like the queen, you know, and we try to go see her. And it's just one of my favorite memories is my uncle's house, my Zio Angelo, like we used to just have Christmas, we were young, and it's this long table, and we're all tight in this little room, you know, this room, and it's so loud, and the music, and like the joking, and the laughter, and so yeah, there's something special about nonnas, you know? Like they hold the whole family together, and they make the holidays special. They're just, there's something I want to honor in my show.
Do you guys know what this is right over here? What is this? No, that's my grandma. I come from an Italian family. We call her Nonna. Everyone say, ciao, Nonna. Ciao. She wakes up at 7 in the morning. She takes a walk on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. Don't laugh at my Nonna.
You know, my dad was a stonemason, so he worked very hard, you know, and he came to his country as an adult. And watching him, you know, having, you know, like working this really hard job growing up made me realize, like, when I grow up, like, I need to have fun, man. I want to do something I love. And my mom is a very faithful person. And that mix of taking a spiritual risk and also being like the hardest worker I can be, like my dad, I feel like has helped us to get to where we're at today, you know, to have a show that succeeds and sells out on off-Broadway, you know, like it's a crazy thing. Like we were on The Tonight Show, you know, this is from Jimmy Fallon, you know, I mean, this has been a dream of mine my whole life, you know, to get there, to have that picture, to be on that stage where all these iconic performers are at.
Mario, the Maker Magician! Mario! We are so happy to have you here!
I am so happy to be here.
Yeah.
You guys, are you ready? Everyone say, start the show!
Start the show!
Everyone say, what's your problem?
What's your problem?
I'm from New York, that's my problem. Maestro, start the music. Wiggle your fingers, everybody. Wiggle them at my suitcase and shout abracadabra. And now we can start the show.
Whoa!
It's the idea of like, don't forget to stay excited. Don't forget to stay lighthearted. Like, do what you love, use what you have fun. And we go into it with Andy Warhol, like the symbolic tomato can, you know?
Andy painted thousands of pictures, but it wasn't until he picked a picture of that his whole life changed. He became famous for painting a picture of tomato cans. So famous that a news reporter interviewed him and said, Andy, the world is watching. We all want to know, why do you paint tomato cans? Do you want to know what Andy said? I love tomato soup. You have to do what you love. Everyone say, do what you love.
Like, find your tomato can, find the thing you love, you know? And Alexander Calder, I love Alexander Calder.
He grew up in New Jersey, and when he was 8 years old, his favorite toy broke. His whole life was his toy, and it was broken. He brought it to the cafeteria, and he ate by himself. And guess what? A teacher walked by and said, Calder, I know your whole life is right here, but listen to me. You are going to change the world. And you know how? You're going to do it by taking these broken pieces and making something with it and using what you have. And that afternoon, he looked at the pieces, started putting them together, and all of a sudden, he made a new toy out of the broken pieces. And when he grew up, he took broken toys and built a circus out of them. It's called Calder Circus, and it changed the world.
And when he was in his 70s, he's still evolving as an artist. I mean, that's the most beautiful thought to me, is like, that may I grow old always playing.
My favorite artist, New York City artist Miss Ranella taught me about, was Jean-Michel Basquiat. Say it with me, Basquiat. He loved to paint, and he loved wearing Armani suits. They cost thousands of dollars. Basquiat did all the things he loved in that suit. He painted with it, got his art galleries in it, sold his paintings. He fell asleep in that suit. And guess what happened? One morning when he woke up, all of a sudden, there was paint on his suit. Everyone say, oh no! Did he ruin the suit? He was having fun. Everyone say, do what you love. Use what you have. Have fun.
The show, it's just an evolution, you know, of me doing the same show thousands of times. And it's not like me like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna write this show. It's just this evolution of listening to the audience and making a change. You know, listening to the audience, making a change, adding something, changing it. And it's a continual process of that, you know?
Let me see. You, what's your name? Can I borrow one of your shoes? Yes? Loosen up the laces. Loosen up. Will you let me get the nozzle? Yes. Stand up for me, please. I would never
It's
do
the
that.
audience that's in charge. The audience tells the performer who he is, you know? And when I let that go, I realized why I'm alive, you know? Yeah, this is 17, 18 years of doing this full time. It's been a long road. 17 years of my life in 1 hour. You know, it's like a dance, you know? It's like a song, you know? It's like, sometimes I don't feel like it's a magic show. I feel like it's like a song that I wrote, and I get to sing it.
When you do what you love, you see the world sees you, and they help you out. Everyone say, do what you love. Do what you love. Find your tomato can. Show me your muscles. Say, use what you have. Take the pieces in your life and build a circus out of them. Everyone say, have fun. Have fun. When you put on your Armani suit, put some paint on it. Don't forget that we gotta be lighthearted in this world because it's too short. Wiggle your fingers, count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for believing in me. You guys are awesome. Have a great
Thanks for watching this episode of Italics. I'm Anthony Tamburri. Arrivederci alla prossima puntata.